umaga po sa inyong lahat yan. March 5, 5 ng Marso. At eto na naman, bumabati ang inyong kaibigan, DJ Sky. It is always a wonderful day. Para naman sa ating mga tagapakinig sa buong mundo, salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik sa aking programa, ang DJ Sky on the Air. Ang programang ginagaya at tinutularan pero hindi mapantayan. Anyway, welcome to this show, your DJ Sky on the Air. Your only RFA, Radio Filipino America program that is on video on demand sa aking YouTube channel. In other words, at your convenience, at hindi kayo nakaparinig ng live, you can always go to my YouTube channel and catch it up and then listen to my program at your convenience. At saka hindi lang yon, marami pang mga ibang video programs in there sa aking folder. You can go to my folder on DJ Sky on the Air, or you can go to my folder on Barangay DJ Sky. Those are my YouTube channels, and you can go there anytime, any place, anywhere. Kahit nasa Pilipinas kayo, nasa Estados Unidos kayo, nasa anywhere in North America or Canada, nasa New Zealand kayo, nasa Australia o nasa Europe. Or as long as you have internet, go to my YouTube channel at inyong pakinggan ang mga nakakaaliw na programa ni DJ Sky sa kanyang Barangay DJ Sky. The theme for today, March 5, as you know, is getting acquainted with the issue of the indigenous people of the Philippines. Siyempre, hindi lang Pilipinas, di ba? Indigenous people sa buong mundo, for that matter. And once again, welcome to the show, March 5, 2016, on a Saturday, broadcasting from facilities of Radio Filipino America. This is your friend DJ Sky. Magandang umaga. Inaalay natin ito, ang programa sa aking batchmate, sa aming batchmate ng Divine Word College of Vegan, class of 7-0. Ang aming very good friend, the late Armando Paruligan, commonly known as Arman, our batchmate who just passed away March 4, around 10:30 p.m. sa Pilipinas. And this is for you, Arman. you're up there listening to us. We thank you for all the good memories you had with us. Thank you, Lord, as I wake up this morning. The beating of my heart is the first miracle I experienced from you. Thank you, I am alive, healthy, loved, forgiven, and blessed. Thank you for protecting my family and for providing all their needs. Thank you for all the blessings of today and for all the days to come. We also want you to ask for the blessings, and may our friend Arman rest in peace. We will always cherish the good memories he shared with us. To Arman, thank you for everything, the kind-hearted person that you are, your generosity, very accommodating, and such a very kind-hearted person. May you rest in peace, my friend Arman.
Di kanya bibigyan ng problema nang di mo ito kakayanin. Ano mang bigat ng mga pasanin mo ay dalangin mo lang sa may kapal. Ano mang bigat ng mga pasanin mo ay dalangin mo lang sa may kapal. Ay dalangin mo lang sa may kapal. Ay dalangin mo lang sa may kapal.
At ayan ang aming just my offering for a good friend of ours, si Mr. Arman or Armando Paruligan, who just passed away March 4 sa Pilipinas due to cardiac arrest. May you rest in peace, my friend, and thank you for all the good memories you had with us, for sharing us the best times of your life. We will always miss you. Ay, nako. Sometimes, it does remind us about life. Di ba? Kung nakikita mo yung ganun, sometimes it is really hard to fathom the reality of those. Pag nakikita mo yung ka-eskwela mong ganyan, it is so hard for somebody like that who is physically, it looks physically well, na ganyan, and then you realize na it's hard to say when your time comes up. So sa aking mga friends dyan, again, that is for the memories of our good friend Arman Paruligan, class of 70 High School, Divine Word College of Vigan, from Vigan City. Kaya mga kaibigan, that is a reminder sometimes of our mortality, di ba? You have very good friends like that. They look really well. No indications. Sabi nga niya na wala siyang maintenance na mga medications. And yet, you never know when your time comes up. Sabi ko nga, you almost have to live your life every day as if it is the very last day of your life. So that's put a bearing on how you deal with other people, how you socialize, that kind of thing. So you have to put a lot of importance na ganyan. But anyway, again, not to be morbid about the whole thing, but we're gonna move on. It's March 5, and welcome to the show, DJ Sky on the air on March 5. Welcome. Our theme for today is more on the indigenous people of the Philippines. Kaya marami tayong mga mga balita mamaya, and I'm gonna share you a lot of things about what are those. Perhaps a little chance to educate ourselves when it comes to indigenous people ng Pilipinas. And not only sa Pilipinas, if you come to think about it, sa buong mundo actually, if you there's approximately 5,000 groups of indigenous people all over na ganyan. And in fact, in the year 1957, I believe, the United Nations took a leadership in acknowledging all those about the indigenous people of the world. So hindi na lang Pilipinas. So every country, every continent, whether you're in Far East Asia or Southeast America, South America, or in Europe, for that matter, there are a lot of issues about indigenous people. Anyway, pagpatuloy muna natin ang ating programa, and welcome. Tingnan natin ang ating mga show dito at siyempre tatalakayan natin. It is March 5 dito at para sa ating mga kaibigan dyan na nakikinig, salamat sa pagtangkilik ninyo, di ba? Kaya umpisa na natin. Unang-unang patalastas, syempre, para bigyan it out of the way, kung kayo nangangailangan ng professional help when it comes to immigration, bankruptcy, divorce, or personal injury, magsadya lang po sa American Legal Center na matatagpuan sa 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California, zip code 91950. Ang phone number po is 619-649-0069. Tawagan lang po ang front office natin, ang manager si Ate Lou Bautista. Kaya again, kung nangangailangan po kayo ng professional help when it comes to immigration, bankruptcy, divorce, or personal injury, magsadya po sa American Legal Center na matatagpuan sa 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California, zip code 91950. At ang phone number po, ang ating manager sa front office, si Ate Lou Bautista, is 619-649-0069. Again, the number is 619-649-0069 para sa American Legal Center. Partner mo ay tabi mo at sabihin mo wag ka na babalik at wag ka na rin pahahalik. Pag tayo ay take off, pag medyo mabigat, yo, take it all off and off. Now you go, now you flow. Sit back, relax, and I'll show you how. Samantalahin the time is now. Join everybody, rock the party now. Rock, baby, rock. Yeah, come on. At isa pa isang patalastas pa para tuloy-tuloyan na, sabi nga nila. Habang kayo naka-check-in dito sa DJ Sky on the air sa Radyo Filipino America, we are broadcasting to about 110 countries sa buong mundo. This is Radyo Filipino America, your only internet radio station. Kaya ito sa Basta Income Tax kaya ng Gentax.
Basta-basta
Income Tax Preparation by Gentax. Mura, mabilis at tama.
hintay sa'yo, baby, isa
Dalhin ka agad ang inyong W-2 forms sa Gentax. Sila ang General Tax and Financial Services na matatagpuan sa 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California.
yeah, come on.
Dito din matatagpuan ang broadcast studio ng Radyo Filipina Amerika, ang kasalukuyang pinakamasikat na internet radio station ng Pinoy, hindi lang sa San Diego, kundi sa buong mundo, sabi ni DJ Sky.
Dance, diggy, dance, sweet sensation.
Maski nasaan kayo sa buong mundo, hindi problema ang filing ng iyong US tax return.
Awa, ang pagiging
Gentax will process and file your US tax return to IRS electronically.
sabi mo,
Seaman sa Military Sealift Command, no problem.
babalik.
US military on deployment, no problem.
Tayo ay take off, pag medyo
Gentax has the correct solution for your tax issues. Just contact Gentax by phone at 619-474-7755 or by email at uslegal777@gmail.com. You can book your tax preparation appointment now. Ulitin natin ang address, phone number at email. Ready naman kayo with your pen and paper? Ito po, Gentax. Phone number 619-474-7755 or by email naman kung kinakailangan ninyo uslegal777@gmail.com.
you won't rock, baby.
Ang address naman nila kung gusto nyo ng slow mail,
Kita si
550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California. Again, Gentax phone number is 619-474-7755. Bukas ang opisina Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 5 ng hapon.
all night. Shake it, baby.
Banggitin ninyo ang pangalan ng programang ito, DJ Sky on the Air, o ang pangalan ko, Sino Faye, kundi si DJ Sky, at meron kayong diskwentong 15%. Kaya bilisan ninyo. Hindi lang yan, kung meron kayong tatanggaping refund, pwede ding doon na bawasan ang tax preparation fee ninyo. Lumalabas na libre at wala kayong babayaran sa araw na yan. So, ano pang hinihintay ninyo?
Tibawa.
Punta na dito sa Gentax para sa mabilis, tama, mura at kung eligible, libre ring preparation for your US tax return.
At sabihin
Remember, electronic filing by Gentax is always free.
mo, ba tayo ay take off, pag medyo mabigat, yo, take it all off and off. Now you go, now you flow. Sit back, relax, and I'll show you how. Samantalahin the time is now. Join everybody, rock the party now. Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, come on.
And again, welcome kayo dito sa aking programa, Marso 5,
Patay na oil.
with the theme, the indigenous people of the
Yeah,
Philippines.
with me. Go rock, baby, rock with
Kaya salamat at nandito kayo nakatutok na naman.
the next record might not make you dance.
Mga dating siyempre mga regular listeners natin dyan. At congratulations sa winner ng t-shirt last week, si LV ng Virginia. Ayan na naman, salamat at congratulations sa inyo. Remember, every month nagra-raffle tayo ng t-shirt para meron kayong mga souvenir, yung DJ Sky on the Air t-shirt na giveaway ni DJ Sky dito sa programa niya. Kaya mga kaibigan, eto na naman ba? Siyempre, sino yung mga may birthday dyan? Atin na natin mga birthday. Sino? Who's got a birthday out there? Let's check it out. Who's got it? Tingnan natin. Sino bang may birthday before, during, or after ng March 5?
Sa'yo, birthday mo pala, ano ang handa mo? Ayain mo naman kami sa bahay nyo. Dahil ngayon ay birthday mo. Happy, happy birthday sa'yo. Hep, hep, hooray! Hep, hep, hooray!
Kaya sa ating mga tagapakinig dyan, happy birthday sa inyong lahat yan. kay Lado sa Vigan City.
Hooray! Hep, hep, 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 hooray! Sumayaw may birthday!
Kaya binabati natin sila kung sino man kayo dyan. Last week marami nag-birthday. That is something about Facebook because it will flag you and say, hey, your friend is having a birthday in 2 days.
Ka na ba ng
Kaya meron kang heads up, di ba?
Manila na birthday mo? Sino
Okay yun, para lalo na pag malapit ka doon sa birthday celebration, pwede kang umis ka po doon, baka makakain din, makapag-merienda, di ba?
birthday to you? Happy, happy birthday sa'yo.
Hep, hep, hooray! 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 Hep, hep, hooray!
Tayo masaya, now it's your birthday.
Hep, hep, hooray! 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 Hep, hep, hooray!
Sumayaw may birthday.
Woo!
Kaya kung sino ba kayo may birthday dyan, ano naman kayo, mag-invite naman kayo. Yan.
Hooray! Hep, hep, hooray! Hep, hep, hooray!
Tayo masaya, now
Ito yung programa, DJ Sky on the air. Ang programang ginagaya, tinutularan pero hindi mapantayan. Ang inyong programa na nasa video on demand dito sa YouTube channel, anytime, anywhere.
B-R-T-H-D-A-Y B-O-Y-O-U. Happy birthday to you. Happy, happy birthday sa'yo. Happy, happy birthday sa'yo.
Syempre, blowout na kayo dyan, mga may birthday celebrant.
Birthday sa'yo.
Hooray! Hep, hep, hooray! Happy birthday!
Syempre, alam nyo naman, basta nakikinig kayo sa DJ Sky on the air, ang problema ay kalimutan.
Sa mahilig kumanta, kahit sintonado pa, kumanta ng kumanta, may pag-asa. Sa mahilig sumayaw, nasa liwa ang paa, sumayaw na sumayaw, may pag-asa. Sa gustong maging bida, hilig ay mag-artista, umarte ng umarte, may pag-asa. Huwag ka lang magyayabang kung sakali mang sikat na. Oh, 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 bakit lagi kang ganyan? Naiinis ka na naman, di maintindihan ano ang dahilan. Oh, 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 ang buhay ay sadyang ganyan. Ba't di na lang magkantahan at magsayawan? Nang problema'y malimutan. Sa gustong maggitara na di marunong tumipa, tumugtog ng tumugtog, may pag-asa. Sa gustong mag-asawa na walang kinikita, kay nanay umaasa, mahiya ka. Sa gustong guminhawa at kumita ng pera na para sa pamilya, mag-Japan ka. Huwag ka lang magdodroga o magdadagdag ng asawa. Oh, bakit lagi kang ganyan?
Kumusta na ang eleksyon sa Pilipinas at darating na eleksyon?
Maintindihan
Nagkakainitan.
dahilan.
How about what do you think about Carrot Man? Si Jeric, si Mr. Jeric ng Mountain Province.
Di na lang magkantahan at magsayawan, ng problema'y malimutan. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Ganyang may nag-post kanina ng litrato si Jeric Sigmaton ng Mountain Province habang nagbubuhat siya ng mga carrots. Ayun, sumikat tuloy siya.
naman di maintindihan ano ang dahilan. Ang buhay ay sadyang ganyan, ba't di na lang magkantahan at magsayawan, nang problema'y malimutan. Bakit lagi kang ganyan? Nakasimawat na naman, di maintindihan ano ang dahilan. Ang buhay ay sadyang ganyan, ba't di na lang magkantahan at magsayawan, nang problema'y malimutan.
Ayan ang problema, siyempre pag nakikinig kayo kay DJ Sky, ang problema ay kalimutan muna. Itabi-tabi muna dyan dahil siyempre, nakaka-bad trip naman kayo. Makinig kayo dito, it's always fun and entertainment. Ito po ang iyong programa DJ Sky on the air. Salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Sabi nga la, the only Radio Filipino America video on demand. Ito naka-videotape parati ito, ang aking mga programa, and they're posted on YouTube, and I usually give you a link sa Facebook so you can watch it at your convenience. Ayan. Gaya ng sabi ko, kahit hindi kayo nakakapakinig ng live, you can always click that later on when you see the link sa Facebook. Whether nandun kayo sa aking Skyroom o andun kayo sa Radio Filipino America website, makikita nyo ang link, and then you can go to my YouTube channel and then watch the DJ Sky on the air. And not only that, you can watch other videos in there. So that is what I call in YouTube channel, my Barangay DJ Sky. Makikita nyo doon. Ayun, di ba? Anyway, sinabi ko kanina yung Carrot Man, di ba? Si Carrot Man, si Jeric Sigmaton, ang taga Mountain Province. Sinamo sumikat yung bata. He's a 21-year-old Igorot farm worker in Mountain Province. So he was attracted. The attraction came in when one of there were two ladies. They were hanging out there, passing by. And they took a picture of Jeric habang nabubuhat siya. Siya ang panganay sa magkakapatid na 7. And I believe, I think he was first year high school. Ganyan. Anyway, kinuha ng litrato, and then the lady, Edwina, and the other lady posted it, and then suddenly, yun, naging viral. Nakita yung kanyang kalid. Ganyan. But anyway, siyempre nakakatuwa yun, di ba? Tuwang-tuwa yung mga tao na makita nila na ganyan. But that is Jeric Sigmaton, a 21-year-old, the eldest of 7 siblings. Ayun, nahanapan ni Jessica Soho ng GMA, at saka kinuha nila. Pumunta ngayon, nag-guest siya sa Wawawin kay Willie Revillame, which is a good thing, kasi alam mo naman, malambot talaga yung matulungin ang puso ni Willie Revillame when it comes to those things. So pinag-guest nila doon, and if you haven't seen it yet, go to YouTube channel and do a search of Jeric Sigmaton or Wawawin with the Carrot Man, para mahihit nyo. And then makikita nyo, nag-guest siya doon. Napaiyak pa nga because high school siya, first year high school pa lang, hindi nakapagtapos pa ng high school. Kaya alam mo, right on the spot, because he is such a very simple man, humble man, ayun, binigyan ng parang scholarship ni Willie Revillame. Sabi niya, mag-aral ka at tutustusan ko. I will pay for everything. Yan that is something about Willie Revillame. As much as he is misunderstood a lot of times, si Willie Revillame, when it comes to those things, yan, ganyan ang puso niya talaga, matulungin talaga. That, nakikita natin dyan. Kaya lang, alam mo na pag sumikat ka ng sumikat at merong maiinggit sa'yo. Somebody will try to pull you down. Alam mo naman yung gano'n sa kasikatan mo na ganyan, there's always somebody that wants to make a statement and sa kasikatan mo, di ba? Ganun talaga mga detractors mo. Ganun talaga pag sikat may masasabi yung mga iba, di ba? Anyway, that's Jeric Sigmaton, pati yung tatay na tinawag din sa Wawawin, tinawag sila sa entablado in interview, briefly interviewed, medyo alanganin siya kasi hindi sanay, syempre it's obvious hindi pwedeng magsigaw-sigaw, hindi siya sanay pa doon, but ang daming kita mo niya yung kalid niya, yung cleft chin niya, mga ano niya, good looking siya talaga, yun, full of innocence, ganyan. Kahit ito naman mga babae, panay sigaw nila. Alaga kayo mga babae. But anyway, that is the Carrot Man, sabi nga nila, at itong Spratly Islands, nagkakainitan. Ayan. Nagkakainitan, ganun din ang election, nagkakainitan din. Yeah. So, anyway, bago natin mapunta yan, when it comes to the election, nakikita mo yung dami-daming survey. Yung Pulse Asia, yung Social Weather, SWS, kanya-kanyang hindi mo na alam tuloy kung maniniwala ka o hindi. Sa akin personally, yung mga survey, because they don't have a good credibility, ang hirap paniwalaan Kanya hindi mo alam kung most likely you are inclined to believe na minamanipulate yung mga survey ng mga yan. Pero dito, si DJ Sky, yung survey ko dito, yung practical survey ko dito, nakikita natin na kung sino-sino ang mga nangunguna na ganyan. So, again, when it comes to the election was 2016, alam niyo naman, it's always my forte is, wala akong pinapanigan na kandidato. Ang ina-advocate ko lang, ang advocacy ko is for all the voters out there, qualified voters, registered voters, to go out there and vote with your conscience, vote with your minds, and not with your wallet. Ayan. Kung sino yung inaakala nyo makakatulong sa pamumuhay nyo, ganun ang gawin nyo, yun ang iboto ninyo. That's usually my advocate. So I'm neither nor advocating any name brand dyan sa eleksyon. Yun lang ang pinupus ko sa inyo. Bumoto kayo ng inaakala ninyong makakatulong sa inyo na ganyan. Kung sino makapagbabago sa Pilipinas o makapagbibigay ng tsansa ang Pilipinas na maging great uli. Dati, great na great ang Pilipinas. Ngayon, wala na lang. Pinagtatawan na tuloy. Ngayon, and speaking about that, I will tell you more. There's another news that just came in. France put out a list of 16 or 17 countries on the blacklisted list ng mga donors. Yung mga pinapadalhan ng mga tulong pag merong mga disaster, isa sa Pilipinas ang nasa listahan. In other words, kung hindi gagamitin, hindi pwedeng magpadala sa Pilipinas through the bank na ganyan, blacklisted ang Pilipinas kasi nga walang transparency daw. So Philippines is one of them. And I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna justify or not, but yun ang sabi ng grupo from France saying na there's no transparency yung nangyari sa Pilipinas na ganyan. Kaya yun ang sinasabi ko noon ang daming perang pumasok sa Pilipinas, walang accountability. Hindi mo nalaman kung saan napunta yung mga pera na milyon, actually billion yan Hindi mo nakita, walang accounting na ganyan. Bago yung mga materyales, yung mga boxes na dumarating, nagkabulok-bulok kasi inilagay kung saan-saang warehouse. Mga ganyang style na ganyan. Kaya, ayan, ang napala ng Pilipinas. So, that is unfortunate. But anyway, kaya ang nangyayari ngayon sa Pilipinas, mga politician natin, nakikita mo, lahat pinopoliticize lahat. From sitwasyon ni Manny to everything, pinopoliticize lahat yan. There's another one, speaking about politicking and everything. Yung sabi nila na, nagumpisa kasi sa news niya na yung Disneyland, nung merong ASEAN conference dito sa California, inimbitahan ng Estados Unidos ang mga Southeast Asian nations for the ASEAN conference at may naglabas doon sa internet ng the CEO of Disneyland is going to talk to the President of the Philippines. Yung nagumpisa doon na ganyan And then ngayon may mga follow-up na mga news na Disneyland will invest $350 million sa Pilipinas daw na magtayo ng Disneyland dyan sa May Clark. think about what I just said again. Disneyland will invest $350 million sa Clark, gagawa ng Disneyland down. Are you kidding me? 350 million? Pag ang Disneyland ang gumawa ng Disneyland, they're spending $1 billion. Not just 350 million. $350 million is only about 2 or 3 rides. That's it. Alta presyon. No, I'm okay. But anyway, yung kung sino man nag-umpisa ng news na yan, the economics of it just doesn't make sense. Pero it's a nice chismis na inumpisan. Pero that's politics. That is propaganda in the making. Which is, kung hindi mo naintindihan talaga, sasabihin mo, naku, maganda naman para magkaroon ng trabaho ang Pilipinas. Are you kidding me? Ang entrada sa Hong Kong Disneyland is approximately almost 3,000 pesos. 2,500 or 2,600 pesos equivalent. Yung nasa Disneyland sa Tokyo, that's about 3,000 plus entrada kada tao. Do you think anyone will pay 2,000 plus 2,500 pesos or 3,000 pesos per person dyan sa Clark kung magtatayo ng Disneyland? Are you kidding me? Meron yung Enchanted Kingdom, I think the entrada is about 600 or 700 pesos. You think they're gonna pay 2,000 plus to 3,000 dyan sa may Clark for Disneyland? You gotta be kidding. I made a comment on that dun sa isang close group. Sabi ko, if I have to go to Disneyland, not that I'm not giving a chance, but I think the news is a hoax. But anyway, short of saying hoax, sabi ko na lang, ayaw ko kasing bansagan na bogus, pero just to share my opinion about the whole news. Sabi ko, if I have to go to Disneyland, I would go to Hong Kong na lang. And it's a lot safer, it's a lot cleaner, it's more efficient, and it's a lot better. Ayun, kaya punta. Makakapag-shopping ka pa, makapagbakasyon ka pa sa Hong Kong. See? Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Anyway, kaya anong nangyayari, nagiging komedyante ang mga tao. Kaya ang mga politician nagiging komedyante lahat yan. Kaya ganyan talaga, basta election, panay komedyante na lahat ng mga kandidato. Kaya mag-ingat kayo, iboto ninyo. Again, a reminder from DJ Sky on the air. I'm not saying vote for him, vote for her. I'm saying vote for the person that you think could make a difference in your life. Ganyan, gamitin ninyo ang otak nyo this time. Dahil, panay buhay komedyante na sila. Ganyan talaga pag election
Laging bangka, laging taya, kahit saan makikita. Itsura pa lang ay pala na, konting ngiti, nakakatuwa. Komedyante baka mo, yan ang aming trabaho. Marangal at totoo, ipinagmamalaki ko. Buhay komedyante, mahirap, pero masaya. Buhay komedyante, trabaho namin magpatawa. Kahit may problema, kami ay tumatawa. Dahil papel namin nagmasaya. Komedyante, parami na parami, biglang sumisibol na parang kabote. Kinokopya ang mga idol nila, pati mukha ginagaya. Kung gusto mong mag-comedy, di mag-aladoti. Kung Chaplin naman na Pinoy, mag-ala Katsuboy. Kung trip mo naman ay kalbo, ika'y mag-ala Pugo. Kung ikaw ay buto-buto, panalo si Palito. Buhay komedyante, mahirap, pero masaya. Buhay komedyante, trabaho namin magpatawa. Kahit may problema, kami ay tumatawa. Dahil papel namin magpasaya. Buhay komedyante, mahirap, pero masaya. Buhay komedyante, trabaho namin magpatawa. Kahit may problema, kami ay tumatawa. Dahil papel namin magpasaya. Dahil papel namin magpasaya.
Ayan, sabi nga nila, buhay komedyante. Hindi naman mga politician. Siyempre, kanya nagwawala sila eh. Pati mga text ginagamit. And they're not supposed to. Yung mga texting, I heard some news about text electioneering on texting. Dumarating din sa mga dalawang kumpanya ng cellphone company sa Pilipinas. Dumarating din sa mga cellphone nila. Butuhan si ganito, butuhan si ganyan. Ginagamit nila electioneering sa cellphone. Basta ang titingnan ninyo, gamitin ninyo ang utak ninyo, gamitin nyo ang inyong vote wisely is my point. Wag na kayo yung pabakya-bakya kung ano-anong iniisip na gamitin yung utak ninyo. And also there's if you notice now on the I think ang labanan ng election is gonna be fought in the social media frontier, sabi nga nila. It's gonna be fought in the social media frontier. Makikita mo dyan na dyan maglalaban-laban. So for the voters, has to decipher a lot of the maraming mga kampanya na mga kalokohan, may gagawa ng mga black propaganda, mga ganyan, mag-i-start ng mga chismis, kung ano-anong mga kalokohan. But stay focused. You as the voter will stay focused and titingnan niyo yung what is true and what is not. Plus, most of you naman, alam niyo naman ang nangyayari. Kaya, and there's always a desperation pag nakikita na nilang medyo tagilid na sila. Siyempre, desperation na lahat ng lilitaw niyan. Yung siraan ng mga kandidato. The sign of a telltale signs, in my opinion, the telltale signs of a desperate candidate is pag ang emphasis niya ay yung naninira siya, imbes na ang ibinabando niya, ang sinasabi niya sa mga botante, yung kung sino siya, anong mga plataforma niya, anong mga magiging project niya, hindi yun ang sinasabi. Ang sinasabi, sinisiraan yung kabilang kandidato. Pag ganun lang tema ng kandidato, nako, you better watch out. Kasi ang preoccupation niya, yung sinisira niya, kasi nangungulelat sila, kaya ang tinitira, yung nasa front runner, di ba? Ganun, that's another sign up. Also, on the social media, let me see if I can, so I don't miss that. I have a lot of flag papers here para hindi ko ma-miss. A lot of the foreign students, by the way, are joining the Filipino protesters against China's actions sa West Philippine Sea, sa WPS. Ganyan. Kasi mukhang isa-isang gustong akupahan yung Jackson Atoll na naman, yung mga traditional fishing grounds ng Filipino fishermen. And remember, there's an ongoing claim by the other countries on those West Islands. Kaya lang ang brute force naman ang China. Na we want to take this, parang binubuli lahat, everybody. So if you haven't seen the news, sinabi ng Estados Unidos already have a battle group in the area. Now they're sending another battle group. That is a very loud message sa buong mundo. At saka hindi lang yun, the battle group is the USS Stennis, I think, coming from Washington, D.C. Seattle, Washington area, Bremerton, I would say. That's where it's coming from, yung battle group. Now, when I say battle group ng carrier, marami yan, barko yan. Ang centerpiece kasi yung aircraft carrier. Bago napapaligiran na ng mga destroyers, ng fast frigates, and then mga supply ships, and then submarines. Hindi mo nakikita yung submarines, but the submarines are out there. The Trident, especially the Trident submarine. The Trident submarine, syempre, alam na natin, if you're not familiar with the Trident submarine, a Trident submarine is very lethal, very dangerous. It's so dangerous that isang rocket niya can wipe out one country. Depende sa size, siyempre. But one rocket is capable of wreaking a disaster. Ganun ka-powerful yan. So, and the advantage of the submarine, they call them Trident, by the way, because you have 3 platforms where you can launch the little rockets, the missile. That is on air, by land, and somewhere in the water. I say somewhere in the water kasi hindi mo alam kung saan yung submarine eh. So when it goes underwater, that's it. So you might be able, or the enemy might be able to wipe out yung air and land base ng platforms, whether that's an airplane or a fixed launcher on land. Yung submarine still be able na gumante. That's the reason why. That's how little that Trident submarine is. Ganun ka tindi yun. So that is the last, I would say, last defense ng Estados Unidos when it comes to those things. That's why. So, and you never know. It could be right here in Pacific Ocean. It could be there in Atlantic Ocean. And it's capable of launching anywhere and any target anywhere in the world. That's crazy. Anyway, getting back to the foreign students joining the Filipino protest against China's actions sa West Philippine Sea, mga international students to. Around 5,000 students headed to the China's embassy and protested the country's militarization of the West Philippine Sea. Ngayon, pinagsabihan nga pala nung yung battle group ng USS Stennis. Actually, the battle group is in the area. The USS Blue Ridge is the command ship. That's where the admiral in the area is. Ang head ng buong area niyan, andun sa LCC USS Blue Ridge, the command ship. Yeah. So that's where they get the orders na ganyan. Pinagsabihan ng China na do not use Navy ships to shoo away yung mga fishermen dyan. Kasi binubuli niya talaga yung mga kwan eh. At one point sa Jackson Atoll, there's like 7 ships from Coast Guard to fast frigates and destroyers na hinaharas yung mga Filipino fishermen doon eh. Kaya pinagsabihan ng US Navy na do not use your Navy ships to drive away the fishermen. Matindi yun. Mga ganyan. So, my take on the whole thing, U.S. is not gonna back down. U.S. is gonna reestablish. In fact, they made an announcement that U.S. will be the de facto caretaker of that area on the West Philippine Sea. That is a hardline statement by the battle group. But anyway, let's watch out kung anong nangyayari dyan. Pero anong ginagawa ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas? You tell me. I'm not gonna tell you. You know what's going on? Wala. Isa-isang kinukuha yung mga islands eh. So far, I think they have taken hold of 5 islands, at least 5 islands already. Wala. Without firing a shot. Anong ginagawa ng Pilipinas? It's right in our neighbor right there. And now they're looking at the Jackson Atoll right now. And the other islands out there. Outlying areas. And dapat, kung ngawa-ngawa ang Pilipinas, you have to defend your sovereignty na ganyan. Yung territory mo. Kaso, the reality of it is we don't have any seaborne armed forces, for that matter, like the Navy or Coast Guard. Wala pa. We're still in the process of building it up right now. So, walang nangyayari, and then backdooring na ganyan. So, it's going to be interesting for all the candidates also. And that is also a nice question to be directed to the candidates when they have their magkakaroon pa yata ng debate na ganyan. Anyway, that's on the first West Philippine Sea. Sabi nila because I told you about the USS Stennis battle group coming in the area because there's also the upcoming decision of the United Nations, yung sinampa na kaso ng Pilipinas against sa mga illegal reclamation ng China on the West Philippine Sea. And the ruling is expected by the UN under the UNCLOS, the United Nations Convention Laws of the Sea, UNCLOS, this coming summer. either around June, July, the time frame, the ruling will come out. And if you look at the whole scenario right now in the West Philippine Sea, the other forces are jockeying for position right now. Not only that, they just made an announcement, by the way, that the nation of the U.S., the Philippines, and Indian Navy, India, that's a big time, are holding war games exercise in the West Philippine Sea. That is also very significant because now suddenly India is coming in the whole group of people asserting the safe passage under the UN Convention laws of the sea. Na ganyan. So, and they will assert, I got a feeling they will assert those rights of safe passage ng any barko for that matter. Because that's where a lot of, can you imagine if that area is going to be barricaded by China and say, we own this place, we own that? Mamaya pati Divisoria, they own Divisoria at saka Binondo. Well, they do in a way, but not by under the sovereign sanction. Anyway, ganyan nangyayari ngayon sa mamaya maraming pa tayong mga balita dito like DOJ. But bago natin magpatuloy, siyempre magpatugtog naman tayo para hindi kayo mabagot-bagot na ganyan. Anyway, balikan natin mamaya yung aking theme, which is the indigenous people of the Philippines. And I will tell you about the Lomads and why the issue of the indigenous people is very critical sa Pilipinas. Because if you look at them, the culture and everything, they're the most marginalized segment of our population. A lot of them have ancestral rights to a lot of these areas, and yet they're getting shafted away, they're getting driven away, even getting militarized by the government. So now this issue is now elevated to the UN. Itong mga issues to, dahil ang problema hindi lang sa Pilipinas, sa South America, sa Aborigines sa Australia, sa Paraguay. Paraguay had some success in fighting that in court, and even in North America, sa U.S. with the indigenous people, like we have here in the U.S. they have the Bureau of Indian Affairs to manage all those issues na ganyan. Sa Pilipinas, meron din silang the National Commission on Indigenous People, NCIP, sa gobyerno. Now, the question is always, how effective is this in addressing a lot of this? Because remember, last year, there were certain issues or incidents that happened for the last few years. The massacre and also yung recent killing sa mga Lomads na trying to fight for their rights as indigenous people and their ancestral domain, ancestral places and their domain, and yet they're getting militarized through the executive orders na pinapalabas ng gobyerno. Kaya doon nagkakagulo at pinatay nila yung 3 prominent leaders ng Lomads among the many that were killed in the past. So it's an ongoing thing, and it's not only happening with the Lomads, it's also happening in the other parts of the Philippines. And I will tell you more about this because it has something to do with mining. And remember, Philippines is considered one of the 6th, I think it's the 6th richest country when it comes to minerals. We're sitting on a gold mine of minerals from nickel, gold, you name it. We have it underneath. Yan kasi And anyway, magpatuloy natin dito. Patugtugin naman natin itong si Magellan na Pinoy. The original indigenous people na lumalaban ng rights ng mga Pinoy nung naglanding si Magellan. Di ba? Kaya nagkaloko-loko, kaya nagalit siya. Ayun. Talagang nilaban na si Magellan dahil when they came into play with Raha Humabon na ganyan, di sumanib, nilabanan niya si Magellan. Ayun. And Magellan met his Waterloo on this side, dyan sa Mactan, di ba? Anyway, Magellan, Filipino. Ito naman po para kay Magellan.
On March 16, 1521, when Philippines was discovered by Magellan. They were sailing day and night across the big ocean until they saw a small Limasawa Island. Magellan landed in Limasawa at noon. The people met him very welcome on the shore. They did not understand the speaking they have done, because Castilla git at waray-waray man. When Magellan landed in Cebu City, Raha Humabon met him, they were very happy. All people were baptized and built the Church of Christ, and that's the beginning of our Catholic life. When Magellan visited in Mactan to Christianize them everyone, but Lapu-Lapu met him on the shore and dragged Magellan to go back home. Then Magellan got so mad, ordered his men to come up lads. Mactan Island we could not grab, 'cause Lapu-Lapu is very hard. Then the battle began at dawn, bolos and spears versus guns and cannons. When Magellan was hit on his neck, he stumbled down and cried and cried, "Oh mother, mother, I am sick. Call the doctor very quick. Doctor, doctor, shall I die? Tell my mama do not cry. Tell my mama do not cry. Tell my mama do not cry." That's the end of Magellan in the island of Mactan long time ago, ladies and gentlemen.
Ayan, a little trip down history in 1521. Anyway, yan, lumabas si Magellan na ganyan. Anyway, kayo po nakikinig sa Radio Filipino America, March 5, 2016. Ito po inyong programa DJ Sky on the Air. Ang programang tinutularan, ginagaya, pero hindi mapantayan. Ito pa rin tayo, naka-video, and we are on video on demand sa YouTube channel. Ayan. So, everything is recorded on video, and you can always watch it at your convenience. So, kayo po nakikinig sa Radio Filipino America, the only internet radio station you will ever listen to. Ayan. Anyway, ipagpatuloy natin ang ating programa para sa ating mga tagapakinig. Ito naman itong latest na kaso sa DOJ. Si Justice De Lima. Justice De Lima is seeking the replacement of the intelligence intel head ng Bureau of Immigration. Pangalan niya si Faisal Hussein. Kasi nagkaloko-loko kasi. Anyway, Faisal Hussein, who is the intelligence head of Bureau of Immigration, will be immediately replaced. Now, we'll find out who's going to replace him here shortly. So, it's gonna be interesting. Kasi wala maraming kalokohan pa rin sa immigration na ganyan kahit na sino yata umuupo dyan. Wala talaga, walang nangyayari. Kaya anyway, basta fiesta. Ito naman yung latest na Pulse Asia survey ng mga presidential candidates. Ito ang latest nila. It is dated March 4. Sabi nila na ang nasa lead ay si Grace po at saka si Binay. They're sharing leads sa latest Pulse Asia survey. Kung hindi naman itong mga survey, ang gaganda ng mga strategy. Pero sa pagdating niya sa ilang weeks na lang before election, tinan mo yan, doon mo makikita talaga kung ano yung mga manipulation nila na ganyan. But Para sa mga botante, sinasabi ko sa inyo, bumoto kayo doon regardless of what the survey says. Kung sino inakala nyo na makakatulong, makakaganda ng buhay nyo, makapagbibigay ng tsansa na makabubuti sa buhay ninyo. Di ba? Di ba tama yun? So sa akin, DJ Sky on the air, I'm neither nor favoring any candidate. Basta ang pinapaboran ko, my advocacy is for you, the Filipino voters, registered voters, to go out there and vote for the right person, the right candidate, para sa presidente, vice-presidente, mga senador. Huwag kayong makinig kung kaninong kwento-kwento na mga ganyan. Use the social media to your advantage na ganyan. Hindi lahat ng nasa social media totoo. Kasi maraming naglalagay ng mga chismis na kalokohan dyan eh. Kayo, gamitin nyo rin yung common sense ninyo. Ako minsan ilalagay dyan, Disneyland will build a Disneyland in Clark Air Base. Naniwala naman kayo. Kayo naman, oh. Unang-una, yung pinanggalingan niyang website, panay mga kwentong kutsero ang pinuput out. Second is, yung mga features nila nagagastusin, it doesn't make sense. Naniwala naman kayo, siyempre. But anyway, use that to take to your advantage, by the way. Na ganyan. Anyway, itong latest survey ng Pulse Asia, it says presidential candidates Vice President Jejomar Binay and Senator Grace Poe are statistically tied on top in the latest presidential preference survey conducted by pollster Pulse Asia. Nung Friday, nakalagay dito Grace Poe. And then it said the rankings of the presidential candidates in January study remain basically unchanged hanggang ngayon. So, and close behind Poe and Binay are Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte and ruling Liberal Party bet Manuel Rojas, both scoring 21%. As opposed to 25%, 26% kay Grace Poe. And then Binay is 25%. The UNA, United Nationalist Alliance, and then Duterte is 21, and then Mar Rojas is 21. Defensor Santiago is 3 for some reason. I'm surprised with Defensor Santiago. Actually, I thought she's gonna be one of the front runners, especially for the position of the president na ganyan. But anyway, siya ang nasa 5th. Baka wala siyang pera. Ganyan. But anyway, that's the latest on Pulse Asia, dated March 4. Sa ating mga Pulse survey ng mga presidente. Ayan, kaya nagkakainitan. So, kayo, botante, ano nyo yan? Nasa inyo yan ang kalagayan ng Pilipinas na ganyan. Anyway, retrenching ng OFWs. They're back home from Saudi Arabia. Maraming napauwi from Saudi Arabia, by the way. There's at least, nakalagay dito, 11 overseas Filipino workers who were retrenched from their jobs in Saudi Arabia have arrived in the Philippines. I think it's probably gonna be more than 11, I believe. The workers lost their jobs after some companies in Saudi Arabia incurred losses because of the oil barrel price going down. Among the OFWs who arrived are Plaridel Arellano and Manolito Taston, who were both sick. So Taston said they became sick after not receiving their salaries for more than a year. Wow! More than a year? Yan yung mga abuses and atrocities against our OFWs. And I wonder what the government, our government, or the consulate is doing in the area. More than 1 year? Not receiving their salary daw. He added that they have lived on dole-outs from fellow OFWs, meaning yung mga pamigay-pamigay ng mga kasapi nilang mga OFWs ng mga Pinoy doon, ng mga Pinay, na nag-aabuloy na lang sa kanila para so they can get by. According to the group, ACTS OFWs, 180 OFWs lost their jobs in Saudi Arabia. I bet you there's gonna be more. Kasi ang dami ng Pinoy doon eh. The Philippine Overseas Labor Offices said the number of job orders from Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Oman, and Brunei went down due to the slowdown in business as a result of the decline in oil prices in the world market. And then, wala nang sinabi. Hindi na sinabi kung anong ginagawa nila. Sometimes you look at the news ng Pilipinas talaga eh. It is minsan pag naglalagay sila ng mga news sinabi dito, the Philippine Overseas Labor Offices said the number of jobs orders from Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Oman, and Brunei went down due to the slowdown in business as a result of the decline in oil prices in the world market. And walang kadugtong. Walang sinabing, and the POEA and OWA are implementing these measures to walang programa. In other words, walang programa. Although when questioned by press or concerned citizens, concerned OFWs, kung anong ginagawa ng OWA o ng gobyerno, sasabihin nila na we are validating all the data right now. Yan ang mga tirada na yung mga mga tactics nila ng mga yung delaying tactics ng gobyerno. We are reviewing all the data right now. And upon conclusion or upon examining all the data, we will assess the situation. Yung mga tiradang mga ganon, delay sila mga ay nako, Diyos ko. Ay, mga gonggong. Anyway, when it comes to I'll get started here, pero I'm just keeping it low right now. South Korea is still top spending tourism market dito sa Pilipinas. Meaning, Korea spent a record $5 billion. Ay ito, para sa tourism activities in 2015. Majority came from South Korea. The data from the DOT released on Thursday, March 4. South Koreans, whose 1.4 million nationals came here as tourists at a whopping almost 67 billion pesos. Daming pera yan, ha? And siyempre, how did that translate to the economy? That is a big question. Saan napunta yung 67 billion na ginastos ng mga turista? Anyway, South Korean tourists are the top visitors to the country since 2012, while American visitors came in second with 43 billion ang mga ginastos nila pesos, followed by the Australians with 12.8 billion, overtaking Japan, which provided 12.3 billion to take the fourth spot. So, ang mga top 4 na mga turista sa Pilipinas, Koreans, Americans, Australians, and Japanese, providing approximately 67 billion pesos. And then China came in at number 5 to round up with about approximately 11 billion expenses. So among the top 12 markets of the country, visitors from Canada recorded the highest per capita. And Germany provided the second highest per capita. The US ranked third with per capita spending of 55,000 pesos. Per visitor na mga ganyan. So maraming pupunta rito. Alam niyo kung bakit to? Kung hindi pa kayo napunta sa Korea, we used to fly to Korea at least every other month when I was in Okinawa, by the way. Kasi meron kaming air taxi. We have a UC-12F. It's the Super King Air version of Cessna. So we have our own airplane. We fly to Manila, Camp Villamor, and do mail runs for the embassy. We fly all over the Pacific. Pati yung commanding officer namin, he flies a lot to Hong Kong. Maglaro ng golf. And sila mga incidental trips lang yung mga yon. Siyempre, piloto kasi yon, yung commanding officer namin. Siyempre, dala-dala niya yung golf clubs niya. Why not? Napakamahal ng golf course sa Hong Kong kasi. Prime, very prime. But anyway, Korea, if you, alam mo yung standards sa Korea, maliliit din. Mga hotel nila maliliit. And then when they come here and you go to Resorts World, Solaire, or City of Dreams, kikita mo, lalaki, mga parang Las Vegas style. Siyempre, iba rin yung, at saka mura ang, ang bakasyon dito compared sa Korea, sa Japan, or sa Hawaii, napuntahan nila o sa US. Mas mura pa rin sa Pilipinas, and it's only about 3 hours plus. Not only that, they get to visit their relatives who are also going to school here in the Philippines. Maraming mga Koreano, by the way, dito na nag-aaral sa Pilipinas. The same thing ang mga Indians. Marami na nag-aaral mga Indians sa medical field and engineering field. Kaya maraming nagpapalipad sa Pilipinas sa mga flying school. Okay. So anyway, that's about South Korea being the top spender sa ating turismo market, wherein the aggregate influx of revenues is approximately 67 billion pesos. Dami nun. The one I just mentioned a while ago na hindi ko, baka makalimutan ko. There's a clamor to bring back some of the original names ng mga government offices natin, i.e. the airport. They want to bring it back to the Manila International Airport, which personally I tend to agree with that. Yeah, kasi ang nangyayari kasi every time na may uupo, pinapangalanan nila ng kwan. Why not just make it Manila International Airport? Na ganyan. Gagaya ng Los Angeles Airport. Every time na may uupo, uutot sila, papangalanan ng si Hermenegildo. Can you imagine pag ang umupo na presidente dyan si Hermenegildo magsangkusay, mga ganon, yung mga dayuhan pag, where are we heading? We're going to Hermenegildo Magkusay International Airport. Yung mga ganon. Why not just name it Manila International Airport? Period. Don't change it. At saka dapat alisin yung mga pangalan dyan Ginagawa, pine-personalize nila. At saka, speaking about that, before I forget, sometimes I get started with that. Yung standardization ng mga addresses sa Pilipinas. Na ganyan. Yung standardization ng addresses sa Pilipinas. They should start revising it and changing it. Standardize ang mga address. Kasi ang mga address sa atin nakakatuwa Lot 14, Section 1700, 14 and a half. Ang daming mga address Meron pang address na number 760 corner, Laong Laan and Batong Daan. Anong corner? Just use one street. Don't say corner. And then yung zip coding. Dito, if you look at how organized it is here, kahit na mawala mo yung city and everything, basta nakuha mo yung zip code niya, i-punch mo lang yung zip code, makikita mo sa internet kung ano saan zip code yun na gano'n. At saka ang dami kasi sa atin yung sinasabi ko na yung address na Lot 41, Section 17 and a half, Sector 1321, dito sa Batong Daan, sa project ganito, ng barangay ganito, ng city ng... Ang daming lines. Ang gulo-gulo. And then I mentioned this in previous broadcast, pag nagtitiket ang mga LTOs and ano na ganyan, there's no such thing as confiscation ng mga driver's license. That's where the ticket paper comes in. Write down the incidents and ganyan. So implement that kind of wala talaga walang there needs to be an overhaul of the mentality na ganyan. And then the driving, and then the traffic. We've only just begun, sabi ka ni Karen Carpenter. Ayun pala mga sa dami. Anyway, one more music and then balikan ko yung indigenous people ng Pilipinas, and then itatay ko kung bakit merong kinalaman dyan sa mga oligarchs at sa mga minero and itong mga multinational company, yung the way the indigenous people are treated by history sa Pilipinas. They're treated to nothing, dirt. They're getting shafted away. They're getting deprived of their culture, their domains, their heritage, their language, their families, and everything. Ang gobyerno, generally, ang sinasabi, although they have the National Commission on Indigenous People Office, binabaliwala. Look what happened just recently with the Lumads. Ang attitude ng gobyerno is, nek-nek mo, sabi nila sa mga indigenous people.
Yes or no? Alin na totoo? Black or white? Ano ang gusto nyo? Rain or shine? Shine ang gusto ko. Ayoko sa lahat yung bumabagyo.
Nek-nek mo! Sabi na pag nag-complain.
Sa dami ng problema mabubwisit ka. Hindi nyo na alam kung saan pupunta. Wala ka nang ang pera, iniwanan pa. Ang syota mo'y sumama sa iba. Ayos lang! Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Naglalakad ka lang, inagawan pa ng cellphone na bigay ng iyong papa. Wala kang magawa, saan ba pupunta? Kung iiyak ka ba o tatawa? Ayos lang! Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Andyan ka na naman at nagtatampo. Eto ang taksilog, pasalubong ko. Di ka kumikibo, mukha akong gago. Masisira ang ulo ko sa'yo. Okay lang! Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha. Hi 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 hi. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo. Ha 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 ha, nek-nek mo. Hi 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 hi, nek-nek mo. Oh 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 oh, nek-nek mo.
Ayan, that's exactly how the indigenous people are treated in the Philippines. Yan. By history, if you look at it, napakaraming indigenous people sa atin sa Pilipinas. From the north, south, east, west, I mean all the way to the south. Northern Luzon, if you look at the Cordillera Autonomous Region, kikita mo dyan from the people of Bontoc, dyan mga Igorot, in the Abra, the Tingyans, the Itnegs, maraming mga grupo dyan. And then if you look all the way to the south, sa Pilipinas, andyan sila. But the latest one is yung sa Lumad kasi yung cases. A reason why, if you look at it, if you read more on the cases of the Lumads, kasi noong September 1st, 2015, last year, there was a very prominent case in addition to a lot of the killings of the Lumad tribes. Kasi nga, lumalaban sila dito sa mga minero. So here comes the miners trying to take over. Kasi minimina na dati ng mga yan, and na-discover rin itong mga multinational company. Gustong pumasok ngayon on a large scale. So under the executive order ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas, nagkaroon ng license tuloy itong mga multinational company to go in there. Siyempre itong mga nakatira, ang mga tiraan kasi nila itong mga ito ancestral homes nila, ancestral domains nila, sila ang napapatalsik. Kapag lumaban sila, sila pa ang masama, mga domain. So we have the Negritos naman dyan sa may Zambales area. I tell you about the Negritos dyan sa Zambales. Nung bukas pa ang bases, the US bases is open access to them. Hindi mo pwedeng galawin, hindi mo pwedeng palayasin yung mga Negritos dyan sa Zambales. Yung mga noon, hindi mo pwede, mga itas, hindi mo pwedeng palayasin. And that is a credit to the US basis regulations sa ganyan. Yung mga ita, they have open access to the US bases sa ganyan. Except dun sa mga, kagaya sa naval magazine, siyempre, ma-restricted areas yun. Andun lahat yung mga armament, mga bomba. Anyway, they can go fishing anywhere sa loob ng base. And in fact, there is an entity inside the US bases, Subic Bay, during that time, what we call the SERE training, SERE, Search and Evasion, Rescue, and something tactics. It's a ang mga instructors, karamihan ng instructors doon ay mga ita. So they teach the US Armed Forces in survival sa jungle. Kung ano yung pwede nilang kainin, pag wala na silang pagkain, how can they survive on some of the fruits, some of the plants out there in the forest, kung saan makakuha ng inumin. So learning them to survive. And that is the jungle, the SEER training in the Subic Bay complex back then was a result of the Vietnam War, trying to teach the US Armed Forces when if for any reason they get shut down, kung piloto man siya, and how can they survive in the jungles of Vietnam. So that was, and then they extended that even after the Vietnam War, they still have that until the base closure, siyempre, nung sinara ang base na sa ating kagaguhan. Na ganyan. Ayan, kinuha tuloy yung mga islands dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Ano nagawa natin? Wala! Ayan, hanggang ngawa lang tayo, hanggang ngawa-ngawa lang tayo. Pumunta kuno yung mga senador na back channeling, back channeling with China, wala naman nangyari. Ayun, nagkaloko-loko. Kaya galit na galit yan si Del Rosario diyan sa mga nag-i-starry diyan sa mga cabinet na sa Senado na nagmamagaling, hindi naman marunong makipag-negotiate sa China. Nagba-back channel sila, wala namang sinabi. Kaya loko-loko, nagkaloko-loko lahat yung nangyari diyan. But anyway, also West Philippine Sea. I'm shuffling back and forth with the topics right now. There was a joint years ago, before all this fiasco with West Philippine Sea with China and the reclamation project. Years prior to that, there was a joint exploration of minerals in the West Philippine Sea between the Philippines, China, and some other multinational company. And I think, I'm just guessing right now, I cannot prove it beyond reasonable, doon nasilip ng China na maraming minerals dyan or oil deposits dyan. Kaya naglalakas loob sila na maglagay na akupahan yung islands dyan. That's just my guess. Kaya naglakas loob sila mag-akupahan yan so they can establish a 12-mile limit economic zone sa area na yan, kung saan man yung area na yan. That's just my guess. That's just an educated guess by DJ Sky on the air. Anyway, balikan natin yung indigenous people. We have a branch of the government they call the National Commission on Indigenous People, NCIP. And for all I know, they exist. But are they properly functioning? With all the fiasco dito, nung pinatay nung September 1st si Emerito, tatlong educators si Emerito Samarca and dalawang Lumad leaders, si Junel Campos at si Aurelio Sinzo, because they opposed the large-scale mining, they were brutally murdered in Lianga, Mindanao. Remember, Mindanao has so many mineral deposits, by the way. If you have not heard about it, Mindanao is so rich in mineral deposits. It's going to be the mining center ng Pilipinas kasi sa dami ng mineral deposits dyan sitting on that. And not only in the whole archipelago, kahit sa paligid, I think there's a large oil deposits. Kaya nakakagulo-gulo dyan sa West Philippine Sea. Anyway, so dyan nagkagulo-gulo, and then this large multinational company, one of them is companies from Canada also coming in to do the mining explore na ganyan. So they're fighting the locals. Ang kawawa mga locals, napapaalis. So if you look at the history of all the indigenous people sa atin, sila, when you mining in Baguio, it's the same thing. There is a case in Abra, Celiophil, I believe. If I remember that right, when I was growing up as a teenager in the Philippines, before I came here in the Estados Unidos, there was a big case of a company, I think Celiophil, I believe, trying to shoo away a lot of the local residents of that area, mga indigenous people, mga Itneg, and there's about 6 of them. 6 categories of indigenous people in Abra. And one of them is Tingians, Isneg, they call them Isneg or Itneg or Tingians. And if you haven't figured out, and I picked this topic not because I am of Tingian descent. Okay, my grandmas are of Tingian ancestry. I picked this up mainly because to bring awareness to all the listeners of DJ Sky on the air. I'm bringing in awareness because this issue is now elevated to the United Nations, by the way. So we're not talking just the Philippines. We're talking about the whole world. There is a convention that happened in 1997. It started in 1957, and then there's another one they had at the UN where they declared and restated the protection of indigenous people on all over the world, not just the Philippines. You're talking about Paraguay, you're talking about South America, you're talking about New Zealand, you're talking about Australia, you're talking about in the Balkan states, na ganyan. So they're talking about worldwide, including America, North America, United States, ganyan. The continuous abuses against the indigenous people because of as an end result of civilization, they're taking over. Kung minsan nyo, land grabbing pa yung mga iba. Very brutal. And then pag lumalaban yung mga upcoming descendants ng mga indigenous people, pinapatay sila. Like this happened September 1st, 2015 sa Pilipinas. There's a lot of extrajudicial killings also. And not only that, what is unfortunate is happening in the Philippines also is getting militarized. Meaning, if you look at the situation, parang ang military is going in there to enforce yung law and order to drive away the NPA and all that. But in reality, there's a dual purpose for being there. Also to keep the indigenous people away from their lands so the miners, the big-time miners, can come in and occupy the area and conduct large-scale mining. Remember, large-scale mining, you're talking about talagang buong village now will be taken over. And not only that, there are some implications of large-scale minings. Yung nangyaring disaster sa may Mindanao din, Visayas and Mindanao, na nag-collapse yung mga tunnel. So, and there was a flooding. There was a flash flooding. Nasira yung mga fishing grounds ng mga tao sa local. I think that was in Buwak, Marindoque, if I remember my readings on that. Nag-collapse yung tunnel, yung mga waste. So there's chemical waste when you're doing mining. So nag-collapse yung lalagyan ng mga waste ng mining. Umagos yun sa mga banda ng Buwak, Marindoque, nasira yung fishing grounds na ganyan. So contaminated and was declared unusable yung river na yon by the Philippine government na ganyan. Those kind of atrocities, indiscriminate abuse of the natural resources natin sa Pilipinas. Those are the things I'm bringing up to the awareness of my listeners, because you have to look at it objectively and look at all this. And the most prominent one is this Lumad killings and then all the people. So there's a lot of incidents out there. 144 yung Lakbayan, yung incident sa Lakbayan din. So in this reading materials, and I have all the reading materials here, there's a lot of incidents of a group, the killings of some yung sa Lumad, yung massacre doon. Anybody that fights against the government is eventually eliminated and brutally. And there's no pursuit of justice. Kaya kawawa yung mga upcoming generation nila. If you look at the pictures I posted for my posting for my broadcast, makikita mo. Siyempre, when they get militarized, so the Philippine government will send the army, the battalions out there to enforce under the guise of enforcing the law and order, but at the same time keeping also the indigenous people away from their ancestral domains, ancestral lands, which by right, they have every right for those mga areas na mga yon. So those are the unfortunate ones happening yung sinasabi kong mining capital ng Pilipinas, right now, there's about Mindanao being considered the mining capital of the Philippines because it has approximately 500,000 hectares of mining concessions right now as we speak. And it is 8 times larger than Metro Manila or the NCR. Yeah. So, maraming mga big time na under the guise of multinational company in collaboration with. And then, who are all these bigwigs? Sino nakikinabang? Itong mayayaman sa atin sa Pilipinas. Itong mga yayaman, may mga kumpanya, sila nakikipartner dito sa mga multinational company coming in from other countries. So sila pa rin ang makikinabang, yung mayayaman pa rin makikinabang. Itong mga indigenous people na naaapakan nila, wala naman napapakinabangan. Hindi nabibigyan ng employment na ganyan. So they're not benefiting economically if you look at it as a whole. If you look at the history of indigenous people getting shafted away from their ancestral domains na ganyan. Ang yumayaman, itong mga mayayaman, mga executive natin na nasa mga mining industry. Saka itong nangyayari sa Lumad, the reason I'm bringing this thing once because that company, there is a large company under ang acronym na is SMRI that's providing a lot of how do I say it, election resources sa isang kandidato sa Pilipinas ngayon na nag-provide anywhere from airplanes, resources, pera, and everything. Itong kandidato nito, ginagamit niya yung aeroplano ng SMRI para sa kanyang pag-shuttle sa pangangampanya. So, if you connect all the dots, yung election, mining, indigenous people, ang papanigan ng mga minero ay yung kandidatong yun para so they can maintain their own grip on those mining areas. Just a hint. Like I said, I'm not naming names, but you put the dots together and titingnan nyo kung sino yung mga yon. Sino yung mga kaalyado ng mga minero dyan naaabuso ang pamumuhay ng mga indigenous people natin sa Pilipinas. Yan. Kaya tandaan nyo, si Magellan, talagang lumaban siya. Kaya pinatugtog ko kanina yung... anyway, so that's the kind of thing I want to bring up to everyone about the indigenous people. And I can tell you more. I have so many statistics here, but it will go on. We need to assert the indigenous people's right to self-determination. Na ganyan. From anywhere from the NCR, sa Northern Luzon, sa Mindanao, kawawa din sila. Na ganyan. And again, for all those, patugtug ako and then we'll call the sign off in here. And syempre, maghahanap ng papa nila. Kailangan maghanap ng papa.
Nang una kang makita, tinanong agad kita, pwede ka bang maging papa? Nagulat ka sa akin at bigla kang natawa. Ano ang ibig kong sabihin? Ikaw ay nagtataka, pinaliwanag ko sa'yo. Naunawaan mo, inilarawan sa iyo ang laman ng puso ko. Papakainin, papaliguan, papatulugin at papaypayan. Papakainin ka, papaliguan ka, papatulugin at papaypayan, papaligayain kita. Ikaw ay sinuyo ko, sinagot mo nga ako. Nangako sa iyo, ikaw lang ang papa ko. Nangako rin sa akin, ako lang ang mama mo. Ako lang ang mama mo, ang mamahalin mo. Pangalan mo'y inukit dito sa puso ko. Pangako sa iyo ay di na mababago. Papakainin, papaliguan, papatulugin at papaypayan. Papakainin ka, papaliguan ka.
Siyempre, nagpapasalamat ako dyan sa mga nakikinig dyan. Lahat kayo dyan, from Vigan City, Minda Marquez, si Laver, si Mrs. J, si LV, si Miss Candid Cari, Minda Marquez, si Vicky, sino ba yung man dyan sa room dyan? Si Aurelio ng Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, sila Ori ng Yanbo, si dyan sa Paris, France, Si Emmy Pascual, saka si Dennis Pascual ng Chula Vista. Si Ate Flor.
Iba ka ng mama at sumama sa kanya. Agahan tanghali.
Si Jeff dyan sa Poway. At saka sila Paul Castillo family dyan sa Forest Ranch. Kumusta na po kayo?
Kainin ka, papaliguan pa, papatulugin at papayayan.
At aking sister, si Brad Edwin ng Sacramento. Binabati ko rin sila. Si Sister Melly ng Miramesa. Si Vicky ng Simi Valley. Mga lahat ng mga taga Sacramento dyan, binabati ko rin. Ayan, mga kaibigan natin.
Papasakitan at paiiyakin, papalitan na kita. Papasakitan at paiiyakin, papalitan na kita. Papalitan na kita. Papatayin na kita.
Yeah, yeah. Rock, baby. Come on. Rock, rock, baby, rock. Rock, baby. Yeah, yeah. Rock, baby. Come on. Rock, rock, baby, rock.
Basta income tax,
Do some, babe.
kaya ng Gentax. Income tax preparation by Gentax, mura, mabilis at tama. Dalhin ka agad ang iyong W2 form sa Gentax. Sila ang General Tax and Financial Services. Matatagpuan sa 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California. Dito rin matatagpuan ang broadcast studio ng Radio Filipino America. Ang kasalukuyang pinakamasikat na radio station ng Pinoy, hindi lang sa San Diego, kundi sa buong mundo, sabi ni DJ Sky. Maski nasaan kayo sa buong mundo, hindi problema ang filing ng iyong US tax return. Gentax will process and file your US tax return to IRS electronically. Seaman sa Military CLF Command, no problem. US military deployment, no problem. Gentax has the correct solution for your tax issues. Just contact Gentax by phone 619-474-7755 and by email uslegal777@gmail.com. Remember, you can book your tax preparation appointment now. Ulitin natin ang address. Ito po, Gentax. Phone number 619-474-7755. By email, uslegal777@gmail.com. Address po naman ay 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California. Again, Gentax. Phone number 619-474-7755. Bukas ang opisina, Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 5 ng hapon.
Come on.
And banggitin ninyo ang pangalan ng programang ito, DJ Sky on the Air. O ang pangalan ko, syempre, ang good-looking na DJ Sky. Meron kayong 15% discount. Kaya, bilisan ninyo. At may dagdag balita pa raw. Kung meron kayong tatanggaping refund, pwede ding doon na bawasin ang tax preparation fee ninyo. Lumalabas na libre at wala kayong babayaran sa araw na yan. So, ano pang hinihintay? Punta na dito sa Gentax para sa mabilis, tama, mura at kung eligible, libreng preparation for your US tax return. Remember, electronic filing by Gentax is always free. I want to play this because I had so much fun watching this when I used to DJ. You play wobble, 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 wobble.
Let me see your chest. Get low, scrub the ground. Let me see your chest. Push it up, push it up. Let me see your chest.
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble, yeah.
Kasi ang sexy ito pag sinasayaw mo eh.
Wobble, yeah. Wobble baby, wobble baby.
Di ba nakitang sumayaw si DJ Sky?
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble, yeah.
Oy, malandi rin ako sumayaw, akala nyo ba? shake it, baby. Wobble, 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 wobble.
Big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up.
Again, once again sa aking mga tagapakinig yan. Salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Si Emmy, at saka si Dennis Pascual ng Chula Vista, si Ate Flor Viloria. Ayan, si Candid Carey ng Quezon City, si Minda Marquez ng Vegan, si Brad Edwin ng Sacramento, at yung mga kapatid ko dyan sa Sacramento, mga taga Sacramento, hello! Musta na kayo? Dyan sa Simi Valley, si Viggy. Ayan, si Minda Marquez ng Vegan City, si Sister Melly ng Miramesa. Dyan dyan sa Paris, France. Kumusta na po? Kumusta na po ko dyan? Lahat ng tagapakinig natin dyan sa Vegans din, sa Quezon City, Metro Manila area. At yun, may nakikinig sa atin sa Hong Kong. Binabati ko rin yung mga tropa dyan sa Hong Kong. At dyan sa, believe it or not, dyan sa South Korea. Annyeonghaseyo! Sabi ng DJ Sky, kayo sa mga dyan Dalano Bulgogi. Sila Manny, paring Manny at saka si Flor, si Paul at saka si Amy Castillo at saka si Butch at saka si Doris. Shake it, shake it.
Make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up.
Siyempre, salamat sa inyo pagtangkilik sa aking programa 5 Marso 2016. Ang DJ Sky on the air. Ang programang parating ginagaya, tinutularan pero hindi mapantayan. Ang inyong only RFA program na naka-video all the time sa aking YouTube channel.
The girl brought cameras and they want pictures and they gon' frame us. See that? Let them to the bed while I'm saying my scriptures. Cause I leave you holy like you pray in the temple. One beat, I move with the letter of a pencil. And my won't miss you, good night kiss you. Take a damn back, cause you got pistol. And I don't think Donnie pick her up these issues.
Baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble. Wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble. Wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble. Wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble, baby wobble.
Big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. Hey, big girl, make a bag it up. Make a bag it up. 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 Bag it up.
Again, as I wind down sa aking programa,
like a comet blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon.
this song I would like to dedicate to our friend,
like a rainbow,
ang aming batchmate, the late Arman Paruligan.
gone too soon. Shiny and sparkly and splendidly bright. You want
Arman, salamat sa mga
night,
pagkamabuti mong tao,
like the loss of
being able to share
on a cloud
your heart,
afternoon.
your kind-hearted soul sa aming mga kaibigan, sa pamilya mo.
Gone too soon.
Napaka mabuti mong tao, napakabait mong tao, at we are glad na mga batchmates mo, we have come to enjoy your camaraderie, your company, and yung good-natured humor mo, at very accommodating na tao, generous to say the least. We thank you for being who you are. We will always miss you, my friend.
Gone
It is heartbreaking for all of us. It is so hard to believe that now you're gone. But you will always live forever in our memories, my friend. Salamat for all the good times. And may you rest in peace, my friend. Goodbye.
Like a sunset.
We love you, Armando. Thank you very much.
Of the moon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Again, we thank you for all tuning in to my program DJ Sky on the air on this Saturday. Salamat po sa pagtangkilik nyo, walang sawang pakikinig sa programa DJ Sky on the air dito sa facilities ng Radyo Filipino America. Salamat din po sa Radyo Filipino America for giving us the chance to be able to broadcast on internet radio station. To all my listeners, I can never thank you all enough for being there, for tuning in, and also for those of you who are constantly tuning in to my YouTube channel and watching all my video on demand. Salamat po sa pagtangkilik nyo sa aking YouTube channel. And time and again, I will always try to put out one video every week. So far, I have The Art of Letting Go, Yearnings of the Heart, Region 1 Special, OPM Duets, and I will try to put out at least once a week video shows out there that you can always watch, and it gives you a reason to come in time and again and subscribe to my YouTube channel sa aking barangay DJ Sky. Sa aking mga kaeskwela ng Divine Word College Batch 70, ako'y nakikiramay din sa ating pagkawalay ng ating kaibigang si Armando Paruligan. I know for some of you, it's so heartbreaking to have a friend like that. I guess it's something that reminds us time and again of our mortality. And that's the reason why I always advocate whenever you have a chance na makipag-reunion or get together with your friends, your families, high school friends, college friends. Take that opportunity to be out there. Because for all I know, we have but one life to live. Nagpapasalamat si DJ Sky sa inyong lahat yan, aking mga tagapagtangkilik ng aking programa. And all my world listeners, to all of you, thank you very much. This is DJ Sky, March 5, 2016 on a Saturday. Salamat po and God bless you all.
Makita lang kami sapat-sapat.
Basta income tax, kaya ng Gentax.
What you came here for?
Income tax preparation by Gentax. Mura, mabilis, at tama.
Bibira walang po.
Dalhin kagad ang inyong W2 form sa Gentax. Sila ang General Tax and Financial Services, matatagpuan sa 550 East A Street, Suite 11, National City, California.
Di kita i-treat the basta-basta.
Dito din matatagpuan ang broadcast studio ng Radyo Filipino Amerika, ang kasalukuyang pinakamasikat na music internet radio station ng Pinoy. Dito, hindi lang sa San Diego, kundi sa buong mundo, sabi ni DJ Sky.
Tusang-tusang ka to me and you tell me what.
Maski nasaan kayo sa buong mundo, hindi problema ang filing ng inyong US tax return. Gentax will process and file your US tax return to IRS electronically.
Yeah, come on.
Seaman sa Military Sealift Command, no problem.
Dance.
US Military Command on deployment, no problem.
Shout at the
Gentax has the correct solution for your tax issues. Just contact Gentax by phone 619-474-7755. By email uslegal777@gmail.com. You can book your tax preparation appointment now.
off and off.
Ulitin natin ang address at phone number at email. Ito po, phone is 619-474-7755. By email, uslegal777@gmail.com. Address is 550 East 8th Street, Suite 11, National City, California. Again, Gentax, phone number 619-474-7755. Bukas ang opisina Lunes hanggang Sabado alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 5 ng hapon. Banggitin ninyo ang pangalan ng programang ito, DJ Sky, o ang pangalan ko, kundi DJ Sky. Meron kayong 15% discount. Kaya bilisan ninyo.
Baby, rock with me.
Dagdag balita, kung meron kayong tatanggaping refund, pwede din doon na babawasin ang tax preparation para lumalabas na libre at wala kayong babayaran sa araw na yon. So ano pang hinihintay? Punta na dito sa Gentax para sa mabilis, tama, mura at kung eligible, libreng preparation for your US tax return. Electronic filing by Gentax is always free.